3-9.
And the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of that what he just said. You can put them earmuffs up and go at it. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it. You know. So
I tell you what, the fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with them or not. That matters.
The boxing world is heating up after a leaked video of Gervonta Tank Davis training hit the internet. Right as Lamont Roach kicks off day one of his camp for their highly anticipated rematch. The timing couldn't be better. Both fighters are getting locked in, and fans can already feel the intensity building for what's shaping up to be an all-out war in the ring. In the leaked footage, Gervonta Davis looks sharp, focused, and dialed in. He's firing off powerful combos and moving with the kind of speed and explosiveness that's made him one of the most dangerous fighters in the game. Every jab, slip, and step shows just how locked in he is. This is a fighter on a mission to prove a point and take back control. Fans are fired up, and it's easy to see why. Tank's hand speed is insane. His punches snap out so fast, most fighters can't even react. It's that quick-fire style that lets him unleash combos in a blur, leaving opponents with no time to defend. But once again, Gervonta Tank Davis has given boxing fans something to talk about. And it's not just his power this time. In newly surfaced sparring footage, Tank showed off a different side of his game. His smooth footwork, clever feints, and ability to set traps had everyone watching closely. He moved with confidence, style, and smarts, leaving his sparring partner guessing the entire time. Meanwhile, Lamont Roach is back in the gym and locked in as he kicks off training camp for his big rematch with Gervonta Davis. This time, Roach isn't just coming to compete, he's coming to win. He's laser-focused on redemption and making it clear he's out to change the story. With the pressure higher than ever, his camp is running full steam ahead. Roach is determined to prove the first fight was only the start. Tank better be ready, because Roach is coming with serious fire. On the flip side, Gervonta Tank Davis is back in full beast mode, and the latest sparring footage says it all. In a ruthless session, Tank punished his sparring partner with crushing body shots that echoed through the gym. Each punch landed with brutal force, hammering the midsection and showing just how dangerous and relentless he still is.
Oh! Oh, he might be ready to go, y'all. Oh.
Davis wasn't just throwing bombs, he was breaking his opponent down round by round. The way he digs into the body, combining speed with raw power, is punishing to watch. It's the kind of relentless pressure that drains the fight out of a man. This footage makes it crystal clear why Tank is seen as one of the most dangerous finishers in boxing today.
All right, stop. All right, stop it. Oh shit.
Meanwhile, former fighter Sean Porter recently pointed out something that could spell trouble for Gervonta Davis. Lamont Roach knows him. According to Porter, that familiarity makes Roach especially dangerous. What he likely meant is that Roach is a sharp, disciplined fighter who takes the time to study his opponents and builds game plans specifically tailored to their style. That kind of preparation could make all the difference in a rematch.
Tell you what, the fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with him or not. That matters.
On the other hand, Sean Porter also said that a fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach would be a great matchup for both. He explained that Roach's ability to deeply analyze his opponents makes him a smart and strategic threat, one that could test Davis in ways others haven't. But Porter also saw the upside for Tank, saying this kind of challenge would push Davis to showcase more of his overall boxing skills, not just rely on his knockout power.
And again, he's tasted that before. So if he gets hit and he doesn't go away, we got a fighter in our hands, you know? I think it's a good fight. I think that there's better fights for Tank Davis, but this is a good fight.
Sean Porter stirred things up with his take on the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach matchup, calling it a sleeper fight that fans shouldn't ignore. He emphasized that Roach isn't stepping in blindly. He knows Tank well from their amateur days and shared training camps. He's felt the power, studied the timing, and seen the speed up close, and that kind of experience changes everything. Porter dismissed the idea that one punch will end it, warning fans that if Roach takes Tank's shot and stays on his feet, the fight could get very real, very fast. It might not be the biggest name on Tank's resume, Porter admitted, but it's personal, it's dangerous, and it could end up stealing the spotlight.
See, like I said, when you've tasted that before and you know what it feels like and you know what it looks like and all that kind of stuff, it's much different from it being your first time getting hit with that kind of power, your first time seeing that kind of speed and that kind of the overall makeup of a Tank Davis is surprising to most fighters. It won't be surprising to Lamont Roach. And Lamont is a DMV fighter himself, which means he got that dog, you know? It's going to be a good fight.
As the buzz builds around a possible showdown between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in with a take that was both honest and calculated. Known for speaking his mind, Hearn called it a good fight, but not a blockbuster. His tone was calm, but the message was clear. This isn't the kind of matchup that shakes up the entire sport. Still, Hearn didn't downplay the skills on display. He gave Roach credit, calling him a sharp technical fighter and a legit world champion. Roach isn't just about volume punches. He's smart, strategic, and fights with purpose.
What do you think of the announcement of the Gervonta Davis-Roach fight?
I think that, it's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability, but he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not a terrible one.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back when talking about the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch. Their first fight for the WBA lightweight title ended in a majority draw, but it came with plenty of controversy, like Davis taking a knee in the 9th round and then having his face wiped down in the corner without any penalty. Because of moments like these, many boxing fans still aren't sure who the better fighter really is between the two.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
The close and controversial first fight has made a rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach highly profitable, and the boxing world is waiting for an official announcement. Rumored to happen soon for a June showdown. One person watching closely is WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, who's likely to face the winner after this rematch. Boxing legend Bernard Hopkins also shared his thoughts on the Davis vs. Roach matchup. He made it clear that Tank Davis is currently the man to beat, a superstar with the skills, fan base, and knockout power to prove it. That puts all the pressure on Roach to show he belongs in the ring with someone of Tank's level. According to Hopkins, the challenge is on Roach to step up and prove himself.
Listen, Tank Davis is not the guy to beat in boxing as a superstar. As they say, the face of boxing, and then they said others might be the face of boxing. But Tank Davis, to me, it's going to get anybody problems. It's the burden is on Roach or anybody else. In this case, it's Roach. The burden is on him based on Tank's achievements and what he have done. And this is Roach really, I know about the amateurs, but this is really his biggest moment in boxing as far as on a pro level.
Hopkins said, "This is Roach's biggest moment as a pro." He pointed out that while they share an amateur past, the stakes in the professional ring are much higher. With Tank's record, knockouts, and superstar status, Roach is the clear underdog, and rightly so. But the Boxing Hall of Famer isn't ready to count Roach out. While Hopkins calls Tank the man to beat and arguably the face of boxing right now, he also warned not to underestimate Lamont Roach.
On a pro level, he will come in as the underdog based on popularity and based on the record that Tank has, and justifiably so. But anything can happen in this world of boxing, and both guys got to come in the way they need to come in. Tank better not underestimate Roach. Roach is a real good fighter, boxer, counterpuncher, and he has some confidence from the amateur.
Roach believes his own power has made Tank Davis more cautious. Drawing from his sparring sessions with bigger, even championship-level fighters, Roach is clear. He respects Tank's power, but he's not intimidated by it.
Yeah, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like being up close and personal. Obviously, I seen it on the TV like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna.
Lamont Roach isn't making empty claims. He knows what he's talking about. After lasting 12 intense rounds with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, Roach gave a clear and confident insight into what it's like to face one of boxing's hardest hitters.
But how do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told y'all I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's.
Tank hits hard. Roach openly admitted he gets why so many fighters end up on the canvas. But Roach stood his ground. "I took his best shot and I was still in the fight," he said. That moment changed everything for him. Roach knew Tank's power was real, but not unbeatable, and he trusted his own chin to handle the pressure. But Tank isn't just about power. Roach gave credit where it's due, calling Davis smart, fast, explosive, and unpredictable. His timing and ring IQ are dangerous. Still, Roach believes his own power made Tank more cautious in the later rounds.
Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like being up close and personal. Obviously, I seen it on the TV like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna.
Having sparred with bigger, even championship-level fighters, Roach made one thing clear. He respects Tank's power, but isn't afraid of it. That confidence could be the X factor heading into their rematch. Meanwhile, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back on his prediction for the Davis vs. Roach rematch. He called Roach's first fight performance one of his best, coming close to dethroning Tank and becoming the first man to beat the 30-year-old from Baltimore. During that fight, Davis took a knee in the 9th round after a jab from Roach, but referee Steve Willis didn't call it a knockdown, sparking controversy in the boxing world. Jones predicts Tank will come back stronger with a new attitude, personality, and motivation. He said, "I think Roach will shock the world again, but Tank will be more dominant this time." Although no official announcement has been made yet, the rematch is expected this summer, with both fighters reportedly agreeing to face off again. As the much-anticipated showdown draws near, the tension is electric. Roach walks in fired up, ready to prove himself and rewrite the story. Tank is hunting redemption, and a statement loud enough to silence all doubters. With history, pride, and legacy on the line, this isn't just another fight. It's a battle waiting to explode. Will Roach have the heart and skill to finish what he started? Or will Tank shut the door and remind everyone why he's one of boxing's most feared punchers? Is this rematch the moment that proves the first fight was just a fluke? Or will it send a warning Tank can't ignore? One thing's certain. No more talk, no more waiting. Just pure, explosive action. Who do you think will come out on top? Drop your predictions in the comments below.